What's up, guys? It's Mike, and this is a deck profile for my Watt deck, my Thunder Watt deck, whatever you want to call it. And the starter of this deck is pretty much your Watt monsters and Luminize. So if you don't know what Luminize is, it's a trap card, and when an opponent's monster declares an attack, target the attacking monster, negate the attack, and one face-up monster, one face-up light monster you control. You target both of them. You negate your opponent's attack, and then you add the attack of your opponent's monster to your monster until the end of your next until your next end phase. So basically, let's say they attack you with Stardust, which has 2,500 attack, and you have, let's say, a Watt Cobra on the field. They attack your Watt Cobra. You chain Luminize, so then you negate their attack, and now Watt Cobra has 3,500 for the next attack. And what's great about most Watt monsters is they can attack your opponent directly. So direct attacks are really fun, and they're so low that even if they do anything like Magic Cylinder, you won't like die from it. But Luminize is basically a punishing card because it punishes your opponent for attacking your monsters, thinking that they're safe because it's they're only 1,000, and basically most monsters in the meta will destroy a Watt Cobra or a Watt Pheasant or a Watt Giraffe. But that's why you have Luminize, Magic Cylinder, and Honest, and ain't nothing wrong with that. And so basically I run triple Thunder Seahorse, triple Shining Angel, triple Watt Giraffe, one Honest, 3 Watt Pheasant, 3 Watt Cobra, 1 Heavy Storm, 1 Dark Hole, 3 Swords Revealing Light, 2 Pot of Dualities, 1 Recycling Battery, 2 MSTs, 3 Photon Lead, Messenger of Peace, 1 Messenger of Peace, 3 Luminize, 2 Starlight Roads, 3 Magic Cylinders, and 2 Call of the Haunted. So I don't use Monster Reborn in this deck because this back row is really not needed, but it does scare the opponent sometimes. Just like because they'll if you just throw it face down even though you don't need it, they'll waste resources trying to destroy it with like MST or something. So kind of saves you. And Starlight Road is also there because most of the time you're going to have at least 2 Watt monsters out on the field. So you want to protect your monsters. So yeah, that's why it's always good to have Starlight Road, because you can get a 2,500 beater out pretty quickly. And for my extra deck, I run 2 Stardust Dragons, 1 Gemnet Pearl, 1 Utopia, 2 Constellar Omega, 3 Black Ship of Corn, 2 Starleash Palladiumo, 1 Maestroke, and 3 Gaiga Gunman. I actually only ran 10 side cards. I kind of randomly threw in like my Maestroke, Pearl, Utopia, and Omega because you really didn't need them. But then the reason I have 1 Jeanette Pearl is because of Ophion and Fiendish Chain. You need to battle over it. Actually, well, you don't really need to battle over it since you have like Watt Cobra and Watt Pheasant. But if they first turn it and you can't do anything about it, and you have no protection for your Watts, then you're going to need to Jeanette Pearl. A really good answer to to XYZs and Synchros is Watt Pheasant. Most of XYZs is Watt Pheasant, because when you attack your opponent directly, when it inflicts battle damage, you can target one face-up monster. You can target one face-up monster in the field and remove it from play. You have to. It's a mandatory effect. So if you attack you really don't want to play Watt Pheasant if it's your only monster, because if you do, then it's going to remove it from play. But it really doesn't matter. It doesn't do anything. But it's really nice against like Ophion because you can remove all of its XYZ materials, so they can't do much about it. Then it just becomes a 25-50. Then even then you can just Magic Cylinder or Luminize, or you can just use Messenger of Peace. I use Messenger and Peace in here because this is basically what this deck is. It punishes your opponents for having high level monsters and with a lot of attack. And this is why this deck is pretty fun, because since the meta is at least 2,000 attack, or at least 1,600 attack, your Messenger Piece comes in hand really nicely. And since it's only a deficit of 100 life points, you're not going to be losing that many life points. Especially because you usually beat him as soon as you bring out, Wat Cobra and Wat Giraffe and stuff. What Wat Giraffe does is when it inflicts battle damage, your opponent can't use can't activate spell traps or affect monsters into the end phase of the turn of your turn. So basically, you can Wat Cobra. You can Wat Giraffe, attack them, and then if it does go through, then they can't do anything. And then you can Gaga Cowboy, and just drop XYZ material and inflict 800 damage. Like, I basically always, or not always, but most of the time I XYZ into Cowboy and then finish him off, because they can't do anything about it. They can't even affect Valor Gaga Cowboy because of Wat Cobra, which is nice. And yeah, so this is a different variant of a Thunder build, because I don't know how it's going to compete with the Meester meta, but I've played maybe this deck like a month ago, but it works pretty well. It does compete. I don't want to say compete, but it does hold its ground against the meta, because most metas don't run back row, and so they really can't do it. They really will not expect Luminize, and so I just have Photon Lead in here just in case you have a Wat Cobra and Wat Giraffe or a Wat Pheasant, just in case you need to hurriedly wipe out the enemy's field in order to protect yourself, because Starlight Road is always nice. Swords of Revealing Light, why not? You can stop them from attacking. You can attack directly, so it really doesn't even matter if they have monsters on the field. Just attack over them and then just remove them from play. And Honest, of course, your monsters are going to need it. They're all light, so Honest is a good card in this deck. Why would you not run it? And yeah, I might remove these back row destroyers for something else. I had Lance in there, but I threw him away because I really didn't need it. I always finished them off before then. So I hope you guys enjoy this Wat Cobra Thunder deck, and I hope you guys have a lot of fun with it, because this deck is a lot of fun. It really pisses people off, and it makes people surrender turn one as soon as you drop a Thunder Seahorse for a Wat Cobra. They're just okay, I'm done. I surrender. GG. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.